Hello, everyone. Today we have a very, very special guest, and we are going to learn a lot from life to content creation, business, and just to be outstanding human being. That's this person is. I've been following him for few years now. So, welcome, Kirk.
Hey man, it's so good to be here. I love your platform, love what you do, and you're right. It's been a couple of years.
Yeah,
I've been seeing your comments on videos all the way back to 2020, and it's 2024 now. So it's amazing,
exactly,
even in this creator world where we are not physically in the same space, we can still really have these real world connections. It's amazing.
exactly. Yeah. So we just known each other just through your YouTube, my YouTube.
Sure.
The first time was like 2 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was the first time we had the meeting, like of
Like
connecting.
like
Like,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very interesting. But
Yeah.
like you feel that you know a person because every time you see someone on the screen, so it's just like uh, you have
Yeah.
met this person, but you haven't really met the person. Yeah,
And I know that you get that as well because of
yeah,
the type of content that you do, and you walk people through these processes, and especially since it's such a very memorable portion of their lives. And when my family migrated here from Jamaica years ago, and that whole process was very difficult. And
yeah.
so I can only imagine, as you walk people through that process, as you coach them through that process, as they follow your videos throughout that process, they feel like they absolutely know you. And I tell clients this all the time, that there's something different that happens when they either engage with your content as a produced video, or if they're able to engage with you live. There's just something different that happens. It accelerates that whole process of getting to know, like, and trust someone, and you're ready to do business with them because you've seen them actually do it live. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about content creation, but in more specifically, live streaming as well.
Yeah. So for people, like if someone comes to you for the first time or you go somewhere,
Mhm.
how do you introduce yourself? Because the good thing about you, your company, your YouTube, whatever, is
Mhm.
your name.
Yeah, that's
Mine
it.
is the abbreviation of my name. So it's a little bit different. People, they know me as EBM, but yes, that is
EBM.
the abbreviation of my name. That is not like full my when if you want to introduce yourself, how do you introduce yourself?
So I say, hey, my name is Kirk Nugent. I also go by the Geek Speaker Preacher, and I believe your live stream is your digital storefront. I'm going to repeat that. Your live stream is your digital storefront, because there's no greater way to go from busy and broke to peaceful and paid than for your ideal customer to see you do your thing live. And when they see you do it live, they don't need the taste test. When they see you do it live, they don't need the ad campaign. They're ready to book the business, because it's difficult to be inauthentic when you're live. And I believe that live streaming can help you grow and engage an audience. It can help you to establish yourself as a thought leader in your particular space. And it can help you to set up steady streams of referral based opportunities. I say opportunities instead of income because, well, the
Yes.
opportunities are what you make of them. And if you make money off of them, great. If you expand your network, great. If you're able to speak on stages or do consultations, great. And we hope that some of those opportunities end up netting you some cash. But the point is, there's no greater way to engage with the people you feel called to serve than to do it live. And that's what I like to do on my channel. The channel name is Kirk Nugent, but the channel title is How It All Works. And we're trying to show you how all the different pieces, from content creation, live streaming, and business as an entrepreneur, coach, author, consultant, how it all fits together. And so that you can leverage that to go from unknown to known and be able to get your message out there at a broader scale.
How did you come to start YouTube and you are coaching all the platform you were doing? How did
Mhm.
it come? Did it just because everybody was doing YouTube and doing videos, or it was part of your professional life, like in normal? Sometimes
Yeah,
I know you are more into the church, so sometimes it is easier for preacher to become
it's true.
because that is the norm. It's easier for a teacher to become content creator because you are engaging, you are a very good public speaker. So how did it come for you?
Well, and this is something that I teach as well, EBM. You have to look at your lived experiences and pull from it different things that really help you. So it's a combination of things. Some of them you mentioned, but I actually, a couple of jobs into my career, I started working for an NGO out of Silver Spring, Maryland. And the job was to set up and train technology teams all around the world on how to use a finance ERP. And so I would literally travel. My first trip was to Hosur, India. Second trip was down to Haiti. Another trip was to South Korea, Seoul, South Korea. Another trip was to Manila, Philippines. I literally was traveling all over the world and training these teams on how to use this technology system. What I didn't realize at the time is, of course, I was developing a rhythm of not only being in front and training, but also developing very unique and specific ways of how to get an information across to someone, such that people would say to me, hey, man, the way you taught this, I would love to see you teach this. And so I began to apply those same teaching practices and principles to other areas. Of course, I was got into video around 2013, 2014, when I started my fitness journey, wanted to lose some weight, and decided that vlogging was going to be the way to really push myself in that direction and be accountable. That's the term I wanted to find, and be accountable, right, throughout the whole 60-day challenge. It was a 60-day challenge by Sean T, and it's called Insanity. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but
Yeah.
It's a great program. In fact, I'm doing Insanity Max 30 now, just as a throwback to what I did almost 10 years ago. But it's a great program, and I was able to lose almost 50 pounds throughout that
Wow.
program. I vlogged my way all 60 days. I vlogged my way, and you can look at day 1 and look at day 60, and you could see the major transformation and the difference. But that's what got me into video and got me into YouTube. So I started doing YouTube and content creation as a means of being accountable to some other things that I wanted to do in my life. And then I realized the power of video, really specifically when the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, I started to do some live streaming because I was just trying to get some things out there. Plus, I'm a people person, so I like to be around people. And being alone or being cooped up in the house and
Yeah.
not having the ability to really meet new people, I found live streaming was a huge outlet to be able to meet new people like EBM, like Ernest, meet people like Doc Rock and others in the Ecamm community, meet people like Melanie Diane Howe and several others in the StreamYard community, and people that I had been following on YouTube for years that I didn't think were accessible. I was able to meet them because I was live streaming. I was able to meet them because I had a live show and I could invite them on my live show. I was able to meet them. I was able to get brand deals just for asking. And I realized, like, wait a minute, there is a method to, being able to build out an entire content enterprise using YouTube as the foundation, but then offloading that onto your own property, whether it's a website, your mailing list, or your own community group, or if you have, let's say, like a course creator platform, you can begin to funnel people over to those spaces. And I began to kind of hone in on those 3 things that I shared in my introduction. Live streaming and content creation can really help set you up as a authority in a particular space. People will seek out your voice, seek out your perspective and your insight in your arena because they see you as an expert, because you're live, because you show up in these ways. But then it could also help you to grow and engage an audience. And if you don't understand the value of an audience, it will be the ticket to get onto certain playgrounds in the future. Meaning, you can't get on Amazon Live unless you have an audience.
Exactly.
You can't get onto certain platforms unless you won't get the brand deal unless you have an audience. You won't be able to work with certain other creators unless your audience is literally your ticket that gets you into these playgrounds. I get a chance to work with actors, with authors, with sports enthusiasts, people who want to go into college football and college basketball, or college baseball for that matter. They're now recognizing the importance of having an audience. That audience allows them to leverage their audience to get the role in that show or in that movie because you have an audience. And the producers are saying, well, if we cast Ernest, and Ernest has over 200,000 subscribers, his 200,000 subscribers will join our project. You see how that works? And so
Yes.
once people begin to recognize the power of an audience, that was one of the things that I said, okay, these are my three. Number one, establish yourself as an authority figure. Number two, grow and engage an audience. But then number three, this is for my entrepreneurs, for my coaches, authors, consultants. I recognize that even for my own business, I stepped away from formal employment in 2020, a long career, storied career, successful career as a chief technology officer and a chief information officer in the IT arena. I stepped away from that to do content creation and to do remote production. And what I realized is that my content was the number one source of my leads. People were coming to my business and saying, we want to work with you because we saw your live show. We want to work with you because we saw what you did over here. We want to work with you. And in fact, we not only want to work with you, we want that design that you used in this show for our show. Can you repurpose? What I recognize is that people weren't necessarily looking for a remote producer, right? They weren't just generally searching for someone to do their show. They were looking for me because of my live stream. And because they were looking for me, it didn't matter what price I set. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what price I set because they wanted to work with me. And when you recognize, when you have a funnel set up to where somebody's not only looking to launch their live show, or let's say whatever it is your area of expertise is, they're not just looking for someone generic, they're looking for you. That conversation, that negotiation, that business deal looks very different. And those became the three things. And so that's kind of how I kind of made my way into this role, because people now are not just wanting me to produce their shows or, help them with their lives or give them a graphics package. Now they want to know, okay, teach me live video strategy. And that's the coaching part. Help me to know what it is you do that is getting you these three things, because I want all three of them. And so that's where the coaching thing came in. And I'm happy to share that. I'm thankful for this opportunity to be on this platform and talk with you today, Ernest.
One of the things which is a different type of, because majority of YouTubers, majority of content creators are focusing more into making 5, 10, 15 minutes video, editing it, and you just post it there. So you have mistake, whatever you polish, whatever you want to do, like a lot of editing.
Yeah, very true.
But the majority of people don't take time to be. I remember one day I was watching you. You were an hour, 2 hours in, like, and I'm just there 2 hours. I'm following you. Like, majority of people don't take time to spend even 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours in on live stream.
It's true.
And if we open your YouTube channel, you will see someone can come and say, "Oh, this person has videos." Not a lot of videos. I'm giving example, but at the same time, every single day there is live. For instance,
every single day
upcoming live.
Yeah.
So if you come here live, is one of the model you have been using is
live streaming.
Yeah, live stream.
Yeah.
So just break down to me, like, for any person who is, let's say, starting YouTube, starting whatever, what makes live stream being stronger, better compared to normal videos?
Yeah, this is a great question. In fact, I redid my podcast. I used to have a podcast that was the same name of my title, which is How It All Works. We redid that podcast, and it's now called Why I Go Live. And we ask content creators of every sort and size and background and discipline and expertise, why do you go live? And we also asked them a secondary question: what is the craziest thing that's happened because of a live stream? So let me dive into your question first. You're asking what's the model here? Why is it effective to use live streaming as a strategy? And here's the truth is, and I say this all the time, and so I want to make sure that this is clear. Your live stream station that you already started with your content. I'm going to say it one more time. Your live stream is a continuation of a conversation you've already begun with your audience with your content. So I put out a how-to video every Sunday. Every Sunday at 11 a.m., a video will drop. Sometimes they're 5 minutes, sometimes they're 25 minutes. It just depends on what it is I'm covering. And those videos are edited just like you said. That's been a very consistent rhythm for me. I put out those videos on Sundays. But there's no way I can get everything into a video. It doesn't matter if it's 25 minutes. There's just no way I can get every single thing I want to answer in that video. And I'm intentionally leaving some things out because I'm starting the conversation with the video. But on Wednesday, when I go live for the coaching corner, or on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, when I go live for morning motivation and media, people know you can come and ask your questions. They know that I watched that video and that was good, but maybe there's something you missed. Maybe I wasn't explaining it properly, but because I can come on live, I can now get my questions answered. So that's the first piece. The second piece is, and this is more to your point, people feel like they're going to miss out on something. If you structure your live show in a way that allows you to really engage, you've seen what I do, EBM. I bring the comments up on screen. I'm constantly shouting people out. Oh, haven't seen you in a while. Hey, thank you so much for coming. Oh, I got your email. It's just like a conversation. I got your email. And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, the watchers, the viewers, the audience doesn't know what's happening. But I can tell you from a psychological standpoint, when you put somebody's comment on screen and you say something about it, they're not going anywhere.
It's a different feeling.
It's a different feel.
Just now the like of the comment.
Yeah.
Like, not just a screen.
Yeah. As soon as you acknowledge them, as soon as you they feel like, okay, I'm part of this show.
Do you know, all the time when you put my comment there, usually I screenshot myself. Like, I need to have this. Can't put me there.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's another feeling.
I can't leave the show because I'm now a part of the show. And so now if I'm live for 2 hours, the person has me there in the background. They'll give a little comment here or there. I'm still watching Kirk. Thank you so much for the information you're sharing. 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. People are still there. Why? Because they feel that they're a part. So there's an engagement factor that I always coach folks to be able to include and incorporate into their live show strategy. Have those moments in the live show where you're just delivering value. Have those moments in the live show where you're teaching, but also make sure you pepper throughout that you're engaging with your live audience. You engage with the live audience. And here's the thing that I know about YouTube and its algorithm. The more people comment, if you have a comment section that's moving like this, you can't even see the comments, that video is going to get suggested, because YouTube says, here is a video that is creating engagement. That's number one. And that's on my side. But on the YouTube side, here is a video that's keeping people's attention and it's causing them to stay on the platform and watching more videos. That's what YouTube wants. So that live show is actually touching on both. And then after the fact, after the live show is done, the replay is now readily available for anybody who wants to watch. And moreover, that replay now has social proof baked in, meaning people can go to this brand new video on YouTube because it just posted after I finished my live show and it already has 200 and something views. Now, you post a video brand new, not live, it has to start from zero. Every video starts from zero. But your live show videos?
It started from somewhere. Even if it be five.
Maybe five, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 30. Because you see, the nature of live is that every person that comes through, they may not have watched the whole thing. Maybe on average, I had about 10 people watching or 15 people watching. But by the time that live show posts as a video for replay, I'll have like 50, 60 views. Why? Because people were coming in and out during the live show. So there's social proof, meaning this thing was good for someone else. Let me watch it as well. That's the enigma, but also the beauty of live streaming.
How many people were on your live on the first day you did your YouTube live?
The first day I did my YouTube live, I had about okay, let me think about this. Okay, the first YouTube live I did was a test on my channel. I was doing a test, and the only people that were on there was my wife and my son. They're the only two that were watching. And I did no advertising for that. I you know, I may be 3 people because I may have had my own device watching as well because I just was monitoring. But I did no advertising for it. I was literally proving the concept. I was like, I wonder if this works. I remember that was for YouTube. I remember right at the pandemic, I had gotten a gimbal for my phone,
Yes.
a gimbal. And I was playing with the gimbal and I was like, I wonder what this would look like if somebody was watching the other end of it. And so my idea was, okay, let me go live on Facebook. Then my wife can watch on her phone and tell me how it looks. Does it look smooth? Does it look jumpy? How does it look? So I went live. I didn't care that anybody else could see. I just figured nobody else would watch. Went live. My wife jumps on. She's telling me, walk around a little bit. I'm walking around the house and she's like, yeah, it looks smooth. It looks smooth. And then before I knew it, people started jumping on. Now, I only know one way to do live, and that is to engage with the comments.
Yes.
That's me in a nutshell. I engage. But I didn't realize that this was a skill I had until that particular live show. When I was walking around my
first
house.
live
Yeah.
was one person, and it was my wife. The entire 1 hour was one person, and that was my wife.
And you got to go through those.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do, because,
Yeah.
like you say, whatever you do, like like what you said is, overall, you have to understand what is the purpose of live stream.
Right.
Not I have to do live so that people can come to watch me.
No.
Yes, even if it will be one person, what is the value you are going to give that one
That
person?
one person. That's
Because
it.
sometimes you can be focusing, I need to go live to have 200 people. Yes, they can be there, but do they benefit anything? What is the purpose of the live stream?
That's
Do
it
they
right
get anything from? Do they just even connect with you?
Everything you're saying, I totally agree with, because you have to keep that in mind. Your why has to be bigger than vanity metrics. It has to be bigger than, views. It has to be bigger than even getting money. It has to be that I want to serve. I want to serve. I want to give people access to the genius that's in here. That part is non-negotiable. I say that to coaching clients all the time. They're like, well, maybe I don't have genius. I'm like, nope, that's non-negotiable. We all have genius.
Yeah.
How are you giving the world access to that genius is what I'm trying to get you to do with live streaming. And if it's one person or if it's 5,000 people, your why is the same. I want to share this message, this method, this genius with the world. And I love that.
The longest live stream you have ever done, how many hours did you do?
Okay, for myself or for a client?
Like on your channel, even like if you are in either way.
Okay, so for myself, I used to do this Friday night live stream, and we started, I think, at 8 p.m. on Friday night, and we finished around 6:30 a.m. Saturday morning.
What? Yes.
So almost 12 hours. So it was, call it 10 and a half hours. I was live 10 and a half. So we streamed the whole night, and I had people on with me still at 6:30 in the morning. We only got off because we saw the sun coming up, and I was like, we've got to go to bed, guys. Let's go. But for my clients, I've done a full 48-hour stream for my clients for a client project. I've done a 48-hour stream, a full 2 days of live streaming. Now, for that client project, I had other producers. Some of it was a mix of live and pre-recorded content, but we streamed for a full 48 hours for a client project. Yeah.
For me, was last year. What I did was, first of all, I did like I do an hour, I have 10 minutes break. So I come with another live. So I did that for 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, I came for one non-stop 8.5 hours. So the total was total for that day, it was 18 hours, 8.5, whatever.
Wow.
So after finishing the mistake I did was when I started the non-stop, I had just bananas here, so I didn't eat. That's the worst part.
That's
So I
the
had my
worst.
water here and
Yeah.
just bananas.
Yeah.
So like after that, I was so hungry. I have a headache, like because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
eat.
Yeah, I had for
But the crazy part, the one I did it like the one I did it the 8.5 hours non-stop. The moment like I finish, I'm going to post. It had 65,000 views. Like that was crazy. Yeah. So, oh
65,000.
man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I see the impact of what
Yeah.
you. I mean, so,
That's
and
good.
all the time you have to be engaging all those hours.
You do.
Like the comment is there. Like whatever. Like here you have to post. Oh, please make sure you go to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Or please, I have this is my website.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And then the website, if you have to display on the screen, you have to display on the screen. So this is my website. You have to explain what is all about.
What's there?
Yeah. That nature.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Can you
man.
talk a little bit about your website and what you do in this website?
Yeah. So the website is geared towards, all of the things that I've been sharing, helping people to recognize that we can build your brand with live video, whatever that brand might be. Brand might be. And so the main tenets of the website is, of course, resources, right? So we have our online courses. We would love to work with you to produce your show, or even to give you coaching to launch your live, or to launch your content journey. So we have those things. Those are the main three things that are there. But also, the website is there to give credibility. So I want people to know a little bit about me. I want them to know where I've been featured. I want them to see some of the content that I have on my channel, some of the playlists that I have on YouTube, some of the people that I've worked with. And so one of the main pages, if you go back up to the top where it says hire us, one of the main pages like that, as soon as you get on the page, it says hire us, click there. That is this page literally walks you through some of the things that we believe at Komposition, which is the main company, but also here under my brand, KirkRNugent.com. And I showcase some of the things that I do. This was a video that we took and edited up because we were showcasing some client projects. But if you go down even a little further, you'll see that there's an entire write-up, stop selling, start streaming, and let the clients come to you. There's a whole lot right up here for some of the things that I do. And of course, yes, I want more info. There's some testimonials. We show you what the process is: discovery call, pre-production, post-production. Again, some of the people that we've worked with, client spotlights. So we're showcasing, these are some of the things that we can do. And, here's some of the packages, and we'd love to be able to work with you. So that's the main points of the website. I also have, a resource page on there, which has a lot of my affiliate links. I also have my speaker page on there, and I do get asked to speak fairly regularly. But then I also have a page on there that just kind of showcases the content, right? So my quote unquote watch page, which takes you to howitallworks.com. And that page will basically, that's everything I do on YouTube. Everything, all the content that I create, all of the podcasts that we have, all of the things that we do. So yeah, this is our headquarters on the World Wide Web, and it really does the job. I can't tell you, I've got so many interest calls, discovery calls, introductory coaching calls scheduled for the coming weeks and months because this web presence really gets it across the line.
And I remember the last week when you were doing live, you were in Florida.
Yeah.
And you were in the hotel doing this for you for the lights not to go off.
Yes, that's
so
right.
So you see like
that's
your
right.
commitment of life.
It's so true. That is so true. I was doing, yeah. That was my creator. I have a community group, and we were doing a membership meetup. And yeah, I was in a hotel. I was actually on location in Fort Myers, Florida, for a conference that I was speaking at. So I went live from the hotel room, and it worked out very well, even though I did have to kind of do like this to keep the lights from going off. Priceless.
So on the aspect of YouTube, majority of people usually think more into, I want more subscribers, I want more views, without knowing why are you doing all this?
Mm-hmm.
For someone who doesn't know, like, the power of branding yourself, the power of showing up, the power of commitment you are doing, someone can come to a YouTube channel and say, oh, this guy has just 8,000 subscribers, but he's not a bigger YouTuber. I'm giving an example because we are looking on the number without looking about who is this person. Is he authentic? Is he powerful? Is he talking the right things? Because you can have a lot of views just by posting Cardi B reaction.
It's true.
But is that someone can come to do consultation about Cardi B reaction?
No.
So that's I want people to do. Like, when you're going to start a YouTube channel, we should not focus more into, I have this number of subscribers. Your job is to focus on what you want to have, the ultimate end, ultimate purpose. That is the biggest we are losing.
Yeah. You know, a good friend of mine, mentor to me in the content, said to me once, because I'd hit 500 subscribers, and I was saying to him, man, what can I do to get to 1,000? I want to be monetized. And he's like, you're focusing on the wrong thing. I was like, what do you mean? And he says, listen, if you put 500 people in the room, can you serve all of them? I was like, no, probably not. He's like, you have 500 people who have clicked the subscribe button that say they want to be notified when your content goes live.
I made the video yesterday for 1 hour about how to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The first thing I usually tell people, even like when some people, we do one video introduction and we start posting everywhere to all your relatives, go and subscribe. Okay, just you are opening a shop, a store. Are you going to put just 2 kilograms of sugar and then you chill? You need to have like 10 videos first so that someone come there. I can be, okay, let me subscribe because there is a value. But I cannot see a value. Hey guys, it's me, your boy. And there's no value on that. So you have, after that, you have to have a structure. Like, I'm going to be making, like, if live, how many lives I have to put in a month? How many videos I have to put? Not to put one video today, you are waiting 1 week. Are you Mr. Beast?
Mercy.
You are not.
You're not.
You have to figure out, like, all those kind of things. Like,
you know, that is so good. I had a guy, I don't know if you know Walter Jeanette. So I had him on. He's gonna be a guest on my podcast, Why I Go Live. So we recorded that episode last night, and we talked about Mr. Beast as well, as he was saying, you know, that there's so many people who really look at people like Mr. Beast and Peter McKinnon and, you know, Marcus Brownlee and several of these big, huge, ridiculous YouTube stars, essentially, and they try to mimic what they do. I was watching a Marcus Brownlee video this past week, and in my head, I said to myself, if I did a video like this, it would tank. It would tank. It wouldn't work, because he's at a place now. People they don't care if he follows the rules. They don't care if he follows best practices. They just want him. That's the place we all want to get to, but you're not there yet. So you can't follow what he's doing currently and expect to get there. And that's the challenge. We have to think about the component of time and what it plays in as a factor in people's success. People like Mr. Beast, people like Marcus Brownlee, people like Peter McKinnon, they simply got to YouTube at the right time.
Exactly.
And when they got there, they were able to ride this wave because they were consistent. So I'm not saying they didn't do some things right. They clearly did some things right. They stayed consistent. They stayed on brand. They stayed on topic. They showed up. They put in the reps. They deserve everything, all of the success that they're experiencing now. They deserve it. Don't get me to it. But if you are to follow what they're currently doing on your channel, it may not yield the same results because you're not them.
Exactly.
You haven't done the work that they've done. When they started on YouTube, we thought YouTube was a passing fad. Okay, YouTube, it's hilarious. YouTube's
just
not
for
going to be a big thing.
jokes, whatever.
Yeah. It's where you upload videos that you want to save. That's what YouTube was. Now it's a full
now
business.
It's something different.
Yeah.
Usual majority of people, when they go to the YouTube to start a YouTube channel, they focus more about how much money I'm going to make. Like you mentioned that I want
Mm-hmm.
to reach 1,000 subscribers, I want to reach this 4 hours, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the nature of the videos we are doing are more educational. So they don't have a lot of
Yeah.
companies going to put, we call CPM, RIPM, whatever the advertisement, how much they pay to the YouTube so that you can get paid. They pay small. But if someone is going to talk about, let's say, mortgage and other things,
Mm-hmm.
or about retirement, they will have more money. But is that your content? So are you chasing money, or you are trying to build yourself? That's usually number one.
Yeah.
But number two, sometimes we go to do the YouTube, we get the views, we don't get enough money, we get frustrated because that is the end. But if someone, you have been mentioning about having other products, having a cause, having other things. So can you break down what other things someone in your YouTube, regardless, like even if you can have 500 subscribers, how can you add value? How can you add other things which can be very important for other people, either to connect it, to get ebook, whatever it is? So the floor is yours, friend.
Yeah, you know, there's a piece of advice that I was given early on, and it was that you're monetized from day one. You're monetized from day one. I remember my first live show, like official How It All Works live show. I gave away a StreamYard subscription for my first live show. I had, I think, 70 subscribers at the time. I messaged StreamYard and I said, hey, I'm going to be doing this live show. We're going to be talking about live streaming. I'd love to give away a StreamYard subscription or maybe a t-shirt or something. And they said, yeah, go ahead and give away a StreamYard subscription. I was shocked. I was shocked. And this was my first official live show from my channel. After I had been doing some training, of course, I'd been doing live streaming and stuff for others, but I was doing the first one for myself, launching out. This is after I'd quit my job. And I called these guys, and these guys were willing to give me a 1-year subscription, which is worth almost $500.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you're monetized from day one. You're monetized from day one because people recognized this channel that, yes, doesn't have a lot of subscribers. Yes, this is their first live show, but this show is going to be giving out resources to the audience. And so that caused people to come. You're monetized from day one, meaning you need to have your email address and your website and your links in the description of your video. Why? Because you're monetized from day one. If somebody wants to follow up with you and maybe you did a video and you explained something and they're like, man, I would really love this person to come and speak at my event, you're monetized from day one. Those are referral-based opportunities. But a lot of people don't have their systems created so that they can follow up on those opportunities and turn those opportunities into money. You're monetized from day one, meaning you have to have that email there. Not just any email, but the email that you check, so that if somebody does reach out, you can actually make the most of that opportunity. You want to make sure you have the affiliate link for the microphone that you're using, even from the first video. Why? Because somebody may decide, because they saw you using that microphone, they're going to buy that microphone. And why shouldn't you get paid? You're monetized from day one. Having the systems and infrastructure in place, having the mindset that says I'm monetized from day one is the first piece you want to do. The second thing you want to do, you want to recognize that YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, they're all rented property. You don't own it. You don't get to set the terms of engagement. You don't get to set the rules. They will come up with new terms and conditions, and you just have to accept them. So keep that in mind and begin to build your mailing list. Mailing list is the easiest thing you can do. You're monetized from day one. And so because you're monetized from day one, you want to have a mailing list. Now, people always do this. I can't tell you how many times I coach folks and they're like, oh, I have my mailing list already. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I signed up for your mailing list. I signed up for your mailing list 2 months ago when we first started coaching. I have not received one email from you from your mailing list because you don't send anything to your mailing list. There's really no reason for me to be subscribed. Oh, well, I don't really send anything to my mailing list. You're monetized from day one. So you need to be thinking about, how do I engage in multi-platform? Here's my content. Here's my mailing list. What content are you going to be sharing on the mailing list? You can even say in your own show, in your own content, hey, this episode or this video is sponsored by Komposition. That just happens to be my company. This episode is sponsored by How It All Works. Well, that's my show name. And what we're asking you to do is sign up for the mailing list. In the mailing list, we're going to be giving you this. You're monetized from day one. You need to be thinking about the fact that you have the microphone. You have the platform. You're on the stage, essentially. You have somebody's attention. You have just solved a problem for them. There is no better time to ask them to do something than after you've solved their problem. You're monetized from day one. So you want to build your mailing list. And in order to do that, you want to make sure you don't break that two-way trust by delivering value in the mailing list. That's your freemium content. Maybe you say, hey, I've got a equipment guide, all of the equipment that I use when I'm on the road. Here's my equipment guide. If you sign up for my mailing list, I'll give it to you for free. That's your free tier. Then you have another tier where you're now trying to serve at scale. The reason why I love video is because I can do one video and train 10,000 people. You want to serve at scale, but sometimes YouTube is not the best platform for that. This is the reason why I do masterclasses. I pull people into Zoom, and I have a direct time to be able to share with them. And that content that I share in that Zoom meeting or Zoom session, I take it and make it into a course, put that course on my platform. I'm making money day one because I'm answering a question. I'm meeting a need in my viewers' lives. I'm able to funnel them into a mailing list. I'm able to announce that I have a masterclass. And once I have that masterclass, I can now chop that up and say, hey, that masterclass is now available for replay, but it's a course. It's a course with documents and workbooks and exercises and homework. It's a course now. You're monetized from day one if you do the work to be monetized from day one. You have the masterclass, you have the course, you have the webinars. Now you want to look into the one-on-one. You want to do trainings, you want to do consultations, you want to do speaking engagements. Anything that requires you to do it, you want to have a premium price on that. You have your free tier, you have your mid tier, and you have your premium tier. That premium tier is anything that you physically have to touch. If I have to physically touch it, it's premium. If I can record it and let you consume it on demand, those are mid tier.
Yes.
But if I have to physically, I'm on here with Ernest right now, I can't be on it with anybody else. This is premium. Now we're doing this as friends, but yes. but what I'm saying is, even as I'm on here with Ernest, my mindset is on the concept of I'm monetized from day one. So what's in my link right here? That's my handle at Kirk R. Nugent. What's right there? KirkRNugent.com/card. If you go to that link, all of my stuff is there. My courses, my masterclasses, my consulting, my speaking gigs, my training sessions, my studio consult sessions. They're all there on that card. Why? Because I'm monetized from day one. You have to think that way. There it is. In order for you to realize the benefits of creating content. You don't have to wait for YouTube to say, you're welcome to the partner program. You will now start sending you money for the ad revenue that we're able to put based on your YouTube videos. No, you're monetized from day one. And then the truth of the matter is, it's not so much about money as it is about scale. I can serve at scale when I create a PDF and make it available for download, as long as they sign up for my mailing list. I can serve at scale when I set up a Zoom to do a masterclass or a webinar, and I'm able to serve that group one time with this information. I can serve at scale when I record my course and I make it available for purchase. I'm serving at scale. What I can't serve at scale, when that mentor of mine said to me, you got 500 subscribers, can you serve them? Can you serve all of them? I said, no. That's when I realized I need to serve at scale. I can't do a one-on-one session with all 500 of those people. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. But I can serve at scale when I use video, when I use content, when I use digital downloads like a PDF, where I'm sharing a practice or a method or a strategy. I can serve at scale because I'm monetized on day one.
And that is the right mindset.
Yeah.
Because some people, they just wait. They think that after 1,000 subscribers, the watch hours, YouTube started sending you the money.
Yeah.
Like, no,
No.
they're not sending the money. Like, really, I mean, to get like $10 is very complicated than they think.
It is. It is.
But if you go and do a lot of live, a lot of videos, then you can have one-on-one consultation,
Mm-hmm.
and someone can get certain service. I want to teach me how to become a YouTuber, how to create an ebook, how to create a course, 500 here, 1,000 here, which will be more than. So the YouTube you are using is just like, it's a free advertisement.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's like having a show on TV. I mean, it's having a channel. You have a channel on the largest television network in the world, YouTube. That's it. And you can put whatever you want on that channel, and that channel becomes your home base. It becomes your advertising platform.
Yeah.
That's
and
so good.
Another thing which you mentioned, I usually talk to in detail about it too. You talked about it, is about like, these platforms are not yours. Anytime they can remove you.
Yes, they can.
Even if you haven't done any mistake.
Yeah.
I can give you an example. 2021, there are some people reported one of my video, like it caused violence. But that video is about how to fill a visa form, and I used my personal information and I used my photo. So how does it cause violence? So I was given the warning, and then after giving the warning, I appealed. So they didn't respond. I went to the Twitter, like, public, and asking, like, this video, and they posted that original video. They say, we look at this video, there is no problem. On public, they said there's no problem. But behind the scene, they said we rejected your appeal. So even if when I reach 100,000 subscribers, they didn't send me the plaque. From 2021, because I reached 2021. So last year is when they introduced, like, you can take the course, like a training, 15 minutes, and then answer some questions. They can remove that, like wipe off that warning. Because out of that, I could never get that one, even if I didn't do any mistake. Wow. People just say this, yeah. So now, so I did that course on January 26th. That is when they removed that warning from 2021. So the plaque is arriving tomorrow.
That's amazing.
So you see how crazy it is. But it was not my mistake. It's just a visa form, a US visa form, how to fill it.
Nothing violent. Nothing
bad. And it will be different if I use someone's information, it's other person's photo, but I use my personal information and my photo. So you see, like, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
So that's what we said. You have to think, like, when you start YouTube, think I'm opening a company.
That's it.
Like,
that's it.
What will be like, I usually tell people, like, from the moment you have the name, find, is this name on YouTube used? No. Is this name used in a company in my state? No. Buy a domain. Domain is $10, $15 in a year.
Yeah,
even if you don't go to make your website, just buy it first, block it. Remember what happened in 2016 when Trump was running for president? He bought domain because Jeb Bush was very strong back in the day. So Trump bought all the domain with the word Bush. So Jeb Bush was not able to create any website with the word Bush. So he had to use the word Jeb. And people do not know who's Jeb.
No.
You see? So you see, like, there are certain people, some people, they buy domain, and they sell. They buy $10, they say, I will sell you for 1,000.
Yep.
So, like, so buy it. If this is your YouTube channel, this is your company. So that's in a smaller company, but if you start thinking that way, so you start being monetized from day one. You learn it very well, and those are the things people should understand.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. You know,
but we're talking about live. This one is recorded, but you can play as live, you can play whatever. Sure. And you are the expert into platforms to use on the
to
create YouTube.
Yeah, but I love StreamYard. I love Ecamm.
Yeah.
Those are my two, probably my favorite right now. I'm a big fan of Restream for some of the other resources that they provide. Not so much the streaming aspect, but I love Restream as well, and they've got some really cool features. I've been a EV Mux content creator. They actually brought me on to create content on their channel as well. And again, these are all things that happen because I went live, and I've done content for StreamYard as well for a long while. In fact, one of my videos is still one of their top played videos on their channel. So there's a lot of platforms that I've been able to have the privilege and opportunity to work with over the years. Absolutely.
And I want to make sure that people make sure that they go to your YouTube channel, because
Yes.
myself, I learn a lot about using, especially StreamYard. I don't like to use it. I downloaded one time because I saw, let me use this. I said, no, this, for me, it was complicated.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
I just stick with StreamYard.
Yeah.
For those who do not know, this is the YouTube channel.
That's it.
And when you see a StreamYard is the one with this dark, whatever, videos. So you see a lot of videos about with the dark. So you can go and just learn, starting with that one. If you want to use ecom, whatever, there are so many videos you can learn about doing videos on StreamYard. Like,
a lot of videos on StreamYard. A lot of videos on StreamYard.
And for those who do not know, StreamYard you can do for free, you can do for paid.
Yes. So true.
When you are starting, you don't need it to use paid. You can use just for free at the moment. And then the more you grow, obviously you have to change. You don't need to put the logo of StreamYard, whatever, or other things. So you have to look like more professional.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there are other features there as well.
There are features which you cannot do. Even like if you want to have guests, like certain number of guests, like you cannot, like 5 guests, like you cannot with a free version, kind of that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Or you cannot say I want to do like webinar. You cannot do.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it with that.
So those are the things like people should be aware. Like there are tools which are free, there are tools which are paid, but no matter what, you have to find a way to utilize. So just go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, learn a lot, because this is hands-on. Like he's talking, but he's hands-on. Like this is what you do. Like I remember before StreamYard, they started the vertical video. You remember you created a video, you created even a template, and you gave for free. I downloaded it, so I was using that one. So when I want to create a vertical, I used you as like, here's blank, don't put anything, whatever, and you go in the video. But you did that one before
they did. You know, and that's one of the things that one of the reasons why StreamYard came and asked me to help them create content was because I was doing things with the platform that they didn't think was possible. You know, I was playing background music before they actually added background music. I was adding 2 cameras to the screen before you should be able to add 2 cameras to the screen. All right. So they came, myself, Melanie, Diane Howe, we were some of the early people who were using the platform and really putting out videos on how you could really make the platform do things that even the creators of the platform had not even envisioned that it would do. So I thank you for that. It's always encouraging. Sometimes you put out those resources and you hope that people use them. You hope that people
use them.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, even like you see, like this one, the one I'm using. There is a video you are showing about this one. You create a blank white here.
That's right.
This is how I made. So I was watching and I was doing on the.
I love that. I love that.
So everything, like remember, whatever you do, we follow it.
That's so good. I love StreamYard content for that very purpose, and I intend to continue doing more StreamYard.
And for me, on my when I do consultation, I don't do using Zoom. I use StreamYard.
StreamYard, yeah.
So what I do usually, I embedded it into my website. Like so, when someone book, automatically give the link of the StreamYard.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So everything is already created over there. So for me, I just joined the StreamYard. So it's easier for me to share screen and this kind of things. So
that's so good. Yeah, it can be used in so many different ways. I love that.
Yeah. So let's go to personal life a little bit.
Sure.
How many countries have you lived? Because I
Okay.
remember you
So
have been in Africa
that's
already.
correct. I did
Yeah.
live in South Africa for a number of years, and in the United States. So I've only lived in South Africa and the United States. Now, my wife has lived in Barbados and Jamaica, in addition to the United States and South Africa. My family's from Jamaica, but I was born after we moved to the States, so we go back regularly. But I've been to or spent a few months in several places. I wouldn't say that I lived there. One of those being uh, uh, Seoul, Korea. We were there for
Yeah.
about 2 months. We were in um, not Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai, Thailand. We were there
Yes.
and we had a good time. I really enjoyed that. I've spent some time in Kenya as well, almost a month.
Wow. That's why you
And
know a little bit of Swahili.
that's right. That's right. Spent some time in Nigeria and Ghana as well, probably a couple months each. And then, of course, lived in South Africa for years, a couple of years, like almost 5 years we lived there. And I visited some, even India. When I went for a month. So, it was training all over the country at that point. So really, really have gotten a chance to see some places. I've actually been to even Ukraine. Man, so many places in the Caribbean and South America. Too many to name at this point, but just for different trips and things like that, projects that we're working on. Didn't spend a whole lot of time, but was able to be in those places, and I loved them. My wife and I love to travel. That's a passion that we share together. We absolutely love to travel, and
Apart
so
from like traveling is a therapy,
yeah,
especially in America,
yeah,
because you are so stressed out.
yeah,
So when you go there, your head becomes empty and you are
yeah,
relaxed. Like
yeah.
you
It's
come
it
back,
is
you are
it's
full
such a yeah.
energetic. Yeah,
It is such a it's so therapeutic
yeah.
to
Do
be
you
in some of these places. Yeah.
do you see yourself down the road retiring in one of the countries in tropical or
Yeah.
Caribbean somewhere?
I, I,
That's
I,
what you are
I,
thinking about your.
yeah, my wife and I have talked about maybe even going back to South Africa. And one of the reasons is, man, it's just so central. I don't think that when you live in the States, you don't realize how cut off you are from, you have to cross an ocean to go to any of the other continents. You have to. So you got to cross the Atlantic or the Pacific in order to go to it. But once you're over on that other continent, oh man, we can go up to England, the UK. You can go up to any one of the Asia, anywhere in the Middle East. You can go to. It's amazing. Africa, you can be in some of these places 4 or 5 hours flight. You can be in some of these places easy. So we really enjoyed that, and of course, what we realized internationally is people just travel way more than we do here. Unfortunately, we travel interstate, and even to an extent, we don't even do that. But these were people that were traveling literally from country to country, and I loved it. We absolutely loved it. So yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I've been not to a lot of countries.
Hmm.
I've been in South Korea, but not in the capital. It was I was there for a week, like, but
Uh, uh.
while I was in the Navy,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
was not like a vacation. So yeah, so it was like it's a good place. Japan, and that's where we stayed there for like a month. Then we left to Australia. Then we came back. We stayed for another month in
Mm,
Japan. So Japan we stayed longer than any other place where we stayed like a week or something like that.
right, right, right.
Okay. Some people they see your studio when you are going live, when you are doing your normal videos. It's high tech, like kind of like usually click a button, the screen we see your entire studio. You click another button, like, but some people can get scared. Like, is this the meaning of going live?
Yeah,
So
it's
how do
true.
you tell someone who wants to start going live? Does he need to have all these complicated equipment
No,
and technical know-how like you?
no, no. In fact, I'm getting ready to do a series on my channel talking about this very thing, um, the basic setup for going live, a mid-tier setup for going live, and then an advanced setup for going live. I'm going to do a whole series on the channel in a couple of weeks. That's what we're working on that now, and that'll release in a couple of weeks. But yeah, the main thing that you need in order to go live is a mobile phone. I mean, you could do it with just this. Now, I don't
Yeah.
recommend that, but I'm saying it can be that easy. I recommend at a minimum a laptop I recommend that because I do believe that, being able to add, have your laptop, and have it situated where you can see it and then stream using a platform like StreamYard. I think that's in my opinion, the easiest way to go live is to utilize something like that. And once you have that, you can, tweak your audio and your sound, different things like that. But like I said, the basic thing that you need is either a phone or a laptop. Yeah. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to be all the other stuff.
I can add that the reason I believe you are recommend to use a laptop is a control of other functionality and engagement.
Right.
Because if you have live on the phone,
Right.
I've done live here and there because whatever. But sometimes, like to read a comment, like you have to go here.
It's difficult.
But if you are there, it's easier. Like for here, you can button. It's appear on the screen.
Yep.
Oh, I see. So you are more in control than using a phone.
Yeah, absolutely. What you're saying, I could not agree with you more. That's exactly why I constantly tell people to go live. I want to see if I could switch to my phone real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you're seeing this is my setup. And you can see the camera there. That's the Sony ZV-E10. You can see the laptop and the Rodecaster Pro. I have a SM7B here. But you also can see I have a panel light there. I have a screen in front of me. Sometimes I'll put the live show up there on the screen, but this is a studio that we built for a client. Now it's basic in my opinion in its nature. There's a light back there that's a hair light, and then there's two RGB lights on the floor. In my opinion, it's very basic in its nature. They wanted to go with something really basic, and I think this worked out very well. But you don't need all of it. Even this is, in my opinion, overkill to go live. But what they wanted was to be able for somebody to bring in a laptop, plug in one thing, and all of this is ready to go.
Wow.
So in this space, you can bring your laptop in, plug this one thing into your laptop, and once that's plugged in, you can get on your StreamYard, or you can get on Ecamm, or you can get on Zoom, or you can get on your different shows, and you can have a really quality look to your stream just by being able to make that switch. And so there, we're back on my regular camera. And the reason why I also wanted to show that is because your phone can be used as a camera.
Yes.
And so a lot of people are like, oh, what camera should I get? You use the webcam on your laptop, or you use your phone, and trust me, you'll be fine. Because as you could see from what I was just showing a second ago, that quality is top. It's really good quality. And it's very comparable to what I have here with the Sony ZV-E10. So, these are the things I always say to folks. Don't complicate it. Start with what you have and then grow. You will feel it. You'll get to a place where you say, I really want something dedicated. The reason why I recommend cameras for streaming isn't because it's better than the phone in quality. I recommend it because it's dedicated. There's nothing better than walking into a space and just clicking a button to go live. When you have to take your phone out of your pocket and adjust it and do all that stuff, it will be a hindrance to going live. It'll be a hurdle that you have to go over every time. It's like, every time I go in, I have to adjust the lights, I have to adjust the mic, I have to do all these things. When you have a space like this one, where you just walk in, plug in your cable, and you can go live, it makes live very simple. And that's what I have been doing. When I say I build studios, a lot of times it's a misnomer. It's a space inside of an office building or a organization where people can go in and create content, and it looks good. It looks high quality, but it's very convenient. People can go in and get it done and walk back out and continue with their day. They don't have to fidget and adjust.
Yeah.
Because when you go on location to do a video shoot, I spent majority of my time not recording. I spend majority of my time setting up. But in these spaces like this, it's already set. There's nothing to do. You walk in, you plug up, you go live, or you record, and you're good to go.
I remember before COVID, so I was figuring out, like 2019, around that time, like when I was going live, like how do I have clean? I mean, because I don't have much of the background technology, whatever. So to have a clean like background, so I had to buy those like those kind of the papers, like I put like blue, so I was having different colors. So I put
Right.
maybe the blue, I make a few videos, then I put like yellow, but it was difficult.
Right.
So
Right.
one
Right.
day I came across using these kind of fake this one. So I can put like this house, like so this is just like a fake background, kind of this one. On the Christmas, I just put the Christmas one. Halloween, I put the Halloween. So it's just like is backdrop already designed for this
Okay.
one.
Wow.
So
Wow.
for me,
Wow.
it's just okay. This is cool, like easy that way.
Yeah.
So I just buy like depending like 10, 20, 50, whatever. So I have like 10, so I can change whatever I want. So after maybe a month, I change it to another one, or a few weeks, whatever. So now like it's just like January, I can be like home. I put it this way. Easy.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
it's
you
about
have to find what will be easier for you to do.
Yes.
Kind of that.
And
because for me, like
that's what I like to
feel
teach.
like, yes, now I have lights, I have whatever, but they're not connected by one button, but still it's very convenient. When I come here, after putting my password here, it's just turn on one there, turn the light, I'm done, I'm ready.
Good to go. Yeah.
I have my whatever screen, whatever. Yeah. So when you put like, you come to the office, you come somewhere, I'm going to work, it makes another seriousness that
it does.
I'm going to do this one.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so personal, I really appreciate for what you have been able to help me to come here.
Oh yeah,
what you have been doing, all this type of contents. I really appreciate.
And it's an absolute pleasure for me also to be able to be here and meet your audience. You know, to hear these stories, it really does give me a boost as well, because sometimes you don't get to hear how what you're doing is impacting others, but when you share those things, it really is a blessing to me. I want to say word.
Yeah, so keep doing what you are doing. You are helping a lot. We are learning a lot. And usually I forward some of the videos, I forward to other YouTubers, whatever. Oh, there is this one, like the vertical. There is this one. There is this one. Like so, whatever it is, we just share with other people. See, it will be also impactful in one way or another.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, so I'll be happy any day if you want me to appear on your channel.
I will definitely connect. We want to make sure you come through and hang out with us as well.
Okay, thank you so much, and you have a nice day.
Absolutely. Take care.